Hey, everyone, listen. Happy Saturday. Welcome into the building. I just figure I'd come for a quick live, really quick, because the weekends I'm Uber to the kid. So he takes his driving test in December. I can wait and I can't wait at the same time. Because once he takes his driving test, I can stop being Uber somewhat. Okay. I'm probably still gonna have to be Uber until I get him a car. But until then, at least if he has his license, I could lighten up being Uber a little bit. But I figured once I'm like Uber, Lyft, whatever you want to call it, that's who I am. Okay. So today's conversation, well, we're gonna have a hard stop. And for me, my time it would be, I guess, 6:30 ish. Or something like that. I don't even know. Like I'm so off with the timing. Oh, I have the probably seven. But yeah, but I gotta pick the kid up. I pick the kid up, okay? He's doing his working thing, and I'm Uber. Hey, Roy here. Hey,
Hey,
Nadia.
Roy.
Hey, Nadi.
Listen, I'm glad to see y'all here. We're gonna have a nice, quick adult conversation that kind of needs to be had because a lot is going on in these streets, right? But before we get into today's topic, did y'all happen to see Portia's oops showing her wedding dress?
Oh my God.
I'm
Another
like,
Porsche dumb moment. Porsche always doing dumb stuff on live. This is nothing new. I just be like, Porsche, when are you gonna get it
Oh,
together, girl? And it
geez.
was there for a minute, Diva. She turned the camera.
Girl, we already saw it. She is so ditzy. Like it cracks me up to no end. You know what I do wonder though? I wonder if she's gonna change it just because we saw it.
I would figure the same thing, and I think she will now because Portia is that girl.
She
she's
is
that
that
vain.
chick, right?
That'll
She's
probably
that
be
chick.
her after the wedding dress, probably
Yep.
like further, but she gonna do something totally different now.
She's gonna
No,
do something totally different. And that thing looked expensive. I'm like, girl,
but knowing Portia, that's one of what, five dresses? You know
and
she
that
gonna have
could
like
be
Exactly.
five wardrobe changes.
Hmm.
that could
She'll
be
probably just
true.
take that
Yeah.
out the whole thing
Oh
altogether.
wait, Athena said she knew what she was doing. You think so?
I think it was calculated. She needs some attention right now, like because
I
I
don't
don't
think
really
it was
care whether her and Simon get
calculated.
married or not.
I thought
No,
it was a true oops.
Portia Dingy like that, and she
I think
always
so
does this.
too, right?
She always do stuff like this.
I
Don't forget
had
her
a good laugh
manipulative
though.
ways.
I died laughing. Carolyn, thank you so much. Thanks for being here, and thank you for the super sticker. I truly appreciate it. All right, guys. So we going. Is she still having three weddings? Well, I heard the show is coming back on, so I guess we'll get to see.
Mm.
I mean, this is gonna be This is gonna be something to see. And you know what? I'll give it to her. I didn't think they was gonna last this long.
Me neither.
I bet my money that they wasn't gonna last this long, and they actually got the license.
But do y'all think it's real?
I mean, to play it off, I mean, I guess people got that type of time in their life, right? I think Portia, to be very, very honest with you, I think she loves being in love, and I think she loves being married. And I think that she's still in love with her baby daddy. But since he's still for the streets, she gotta do what she gotta do.
Diva, it's all about the money. It's all about the money. Portia is trying to be secure. Portia ain't trying to work no more. She ain't trying to worry about no bills. I really feel this just my personal opinion. I think she
Mhm.
likes the guy, but I agree with you. I think she's still in love with Dennis. But this
Yeah.
man got money that she don't have to never worry about nothing. Nothing at all. So I really feel like it's about the money. And hey, Portia, I ain't mad at you, girl, because look, I want somebody to carry me on their insurance and pay my bills too. Okay.
We're gonna talk about that. Do you really? But do you think he has the money that he claims he has? See, I don't.
Mm.
Mm-mm. And I think Portia, she will go through the marriage just to save face because she don't want to look embarrassed out here in these streets after what
Right.
Dennis did to her and
Yep.
everything. I think she'll go through it just to save face, and she'll hang in there long enough so she could get her payout and alimony.
I mean, I follow him on Instagram. He kind of gives the impression, or I don't follow him, but I see him a lot on my explore page.
Right.
He kind of gives off the impression like he got it like that, and I wouldn't imagine that Porsha would just be hillbillying around with somebody who really don't have it like that, and she's footing the bill for everything. I just can't see that.
She definitely won't do that.
Yeah.
She's not paying for anything. She is top shelf gold digger. Top shelf. Anybody that was willing to go see R. Kelly after all the shenanigans that was out there about him, cloud chaser. And I feel like Porsha will lose him how she got him.
Well, nice segue in today's conversation. All right. So today's conversation is the glorification of the side chick. I don't know when it happened. They always been around for sure because we go back to Marilyn Monroe. And when you Google side chick and they tell you the top side chick, believe it or not, Monica Lewinsky, they're saying is number one. And then number two comes Marilyn Monroe. And then they got some others after that. But those ladies are the top two. Both of them knew for sure they were dealing with married men. Sometimes you are in a situation where you don't know until you know that the person has somebody else, right? And then at that point, you have to kind of make some decisions and say, well, what do I do about this situation? Now that you don't fell in love with this person, and now you found that they have somebody else, it's like, people like, oh, I would just sleep, I'll go away. But can you pull away that easy? I mean, I don't know. And yes, thank you. Just simply as y'all come in, please hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. So, it's so many dynamics and avenues that you can go with this situation. I personally, never understood the side person, chick, whoever. I don't get it. I don't understand what they get out of it. And some of them, because I got a phone call. Some of them at some point they want to call. Well, for these speaking purposes, we're gonna call the main chick. They want to call the main person, and they want to educate you. Trick, I don't need your education. You're the one that knew about me. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you. Okay, you calling me, you want to educate me. What my man is in these streets doing, educate yourself. Why did you go any further with this person knowing that he was with somebody else? In my mind, you're gutter low, but I decided to have this conversation because if any of you come to my channel a lot, sometimes she comes through and it just keeps ringing in my head. She loves to say the word compassion. Why are we having compassion for these side chicks? Okay, I have no love for them. If you are a recovering side chick, then Roy, okay.
I'm sorry.
then I may have some love for you. Okay. But if you still in your mess, I ain't got nothing for you. And so my thing is, I don't get, because listen, for the most part, they don't get no holiday. They get the day before, the day after, or maybe 2 days after. It all depends on what's going down and what's going on. Okay. They see you, they get seen when they get seen, and it's really on their time, is when the person has free time. And my thing is, I truly would like to know from a side chick, what are you getting out of it? What is your benefit? What is in it for you? So Nadi, talk to me.
I'll tell you, Diva, the hush money gifts got bigger. Okay, these girls are getting houses and Birkin bags. That's what keep the hush money gifts, keep them in the loop. It's not no feelings or love or anything like that. They just know when he come chucking along for his fun, they gonna walk away with a good $10,000 for their pocket, a new Birkin bag, some new red bottoms. That's why they stay there. But now the culture, they're making it a normal. They're making it okay now. That's what I don't like. See, the side chick back in the day used to be quiet.
Yes.
They used to stay tucked in the pocket.
Yes, mind their business.
Mind their business. Look at the Italians. All the wives knew they had gumads on the side.
Mm.
And the Gumar knew her place because what? That could have been her life if she
Right.
got out of order.
Yeah.
If she got out of order. But now they're okay with it being multiple. I mean, let's look at the Forever Bachelor, P. Diddy, okay? Okay, he's never going to claim anything or anyone.
Well,
And you
it's
know what he
not
said? He
Young
said,
Miami, but let me throw this in there. Speaking of that, Young Miami allegedly broke up with him because he cut down the pay. He cut down the pay from 300K a month to 200K a month, and she said, "Deuces, I'm out." Okay, but so you
because
know
she
what?
going to the highest bidder.
Yeah. Oh darn.
There you go. And I was just great.
50.
It's social media has made it okay for this to happen. If you think about it, around the 2000s, the early 2000s, right after the Bill Clinton situation, is when reality TV really started hitting. And then we started getting, Basketball Wives. We started getting the Real Housewives. Kim Zolciak made it okay for, white women to go around talking about their daddies, people paying their bills, da 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 da. And I feel like as a society, when the society, not just us, but when the society sees white people doing something, they justify it and say, okay, well, if they can do it, we can do it too, in certain things. And I feel like that was one of them. I feel that women lost respect for themselves.
Oh darn.
In my
Okay.
generation, I feel like people of my mom's generation, my mom is 658, 59.
Okay.
So that 50-40 generation, I feel like y'all still have so much self-respect and self-restraint for yourself. Whereas my generation, it's just whatever goes. We here for whatever. We can do whatever we want. We're gonna speak our mind and da 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 da. And it's just we have lost respect for the entity of marriage, for the
Yeah.
entity of relationships,
Yes.
for the entity of being, one.
Just two people. Just
Two
two
people
people.
being
Not
one.
three, not
Monogamous.
Yeah.
four, not five,
And
two
I think
people.
that's the
Yes.
other thing too. We have justified these threesomes and foursomes and open marriages and all of this stuff. So people now feel like, well, what do I got to keep it a secret about? I mean,
What's the point of marriage? And Diddy said it on Hot 97. He said the difference between him now and back in the day. See, back in the day, he didn't tell all of them about each
He
other.
hit it.
He kept it hidden. He said now he's telling them up front. Up
He's
front.
messy. We'll get to him. Callie, you're in the
it's
building. Thanks for
justified.
joining us.
Who knows if
Um,
Hi. I
yes.
can't stay long because I'm remodeling my house. But
Oh, nice. Listen, congrats to you.
Congratulations.
Nice.
I'm literally putting flooring down. And I had to stop to just jump in because I feel like whenever this is talked about, there's an element that is missed. And that is the fact that some of these side chicks don't care about these guys. Sometimes they're just trying to get money. Sometimes it's just friends with benefits. Sometimes it's just a sex thing, and they don't care. They don't care what this man does. They're not into him like that. They may not even really like him like that. And I think that there's a perception that the side chick is just sitting at home crying alone, wishing that she was the wife. Sometimes she's married to somebody else.
Women do it just as much as men.
Exactly.
Well, that part right there. And yes, I think it's so many different pockets of the side chick. And like you said, yeah, there are some that are married. But then you do still have a good number that they want to be the main chick. They want to be the girl. Why are you dialing my number? Why are you calling my
I don't
job?
see that.
Oh, I got
much anymore. But what I do see is that sometimes these men don't want to get divorced for financial reasons, but they are with the quote unquote side chick full time. And the wife becomes a side chick. And she just stays there and gets bitter and bitter and keeps hanging on, thinking that she's making this man miserable. And the only thing you're doing is cheating yourself out of a divorce settlement that he doesn't want to pay you. That's the only reason why he's staying married to you. He doesn't want to pay you out.
It's
he's
cheaper
gone.
to keep her.
He's with this woman, but he's not going to really divorce you because he just doesn't want to give up that money unless you make him do it.
Can I tell you something though, Callie? There's a lot of my girlfriends. They literally hand over fist make more than their men. So it's a mixture. I do believe that is part of the dynamics too. But there's a lot of females now that they are the breadwinners. They're the ones
Well,
that go
it
ahead.
could also be that she is willing to do what the side chick is not, which is pay half the bills. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I didn't know that this man had a girlfriend. He said he had broke up with her years ago. Come to find out they were together the whole time. The reason why he basically went back to the girlfriend, what I was told, is that I wasn't going to do that 50-50 stuff. And she was doing it. And so there was no way that he was going to leave that situation to date me, because then he would have to pay all of his own bills.
Mm.
And can I add another layer to this? It's
Mhm.
also the thrill of the hunt. These females, these side chicks, they like the idea of pulling that man away from someone else. That's the other layer of it, the competition in it. I'm better than her because I have this and I have that. That's what attracts them and keeps them in the loop, because
I feel like that's what's assumed by people that are looking outside. I mean, I have a friend right now who is dating this married guy, right? I mean, she's been dating this guy for years, but she still dates other people. She still lives her life. She don't care nothing about this man leaving his wife. She don't want to be with this man full time. She ain't trying to marry this man. She really is not. She's not interested. She don't care what is going on with him and his wife. She literally does not give a darn. She goes out
Why
on
is
dates
she with
and she
him
just
then?
lives her life.
Why is she with him then?
I don't know. It's probably just somebody that she's known for a long time, and she just keeps him around. There's something she likes about him, but she doesn't like him to the point where she wants to marry him or anything. No.
It's the
so why keep
convenience of
wasting
being
your
able to
time
come
and
and
your
go as
body?
it's the convenience of being
Because
able to
she
come and go
likes
as you
having
please.
sex with him, first of all. So it's
Mhm.
not a waste to her.
Yeah, no, it's
But
a
also, it's something to do. Like if my other guy ain't calling me on Saturday, but this one is, well, I'll go out and hang out with him. It's almost like she dates him as though he's just a single person. And this has been going on for years. And this is one of the reasons why I'm going to just be honest. I don't believe in marriage because I've seen how the married people around me act. And at this point, it is just, you're signing a contract that is putting you in a lot of financial risk to be in a romantic relationship with someone that's probably not going to last.
I don't see.
Relationships are fickle.
I have the opposite examples, right? So my
Mhm.
sister been married. I think she'll kill me because I never remember, but it's 35 years at the very least. And her anniversary is in January 31st because she beat it in my head like a stick. Because we got a family group text and she's like, hello, people. Is anybody gonna say happy anniversary to
Anniversary.
me? I've been married for XYZ years. So
Yeah,
I have a strong a large amount of people in my family that have been married significantly long.
well,
And to my knowledge, I don't know, you don't know everybody's business, but
yeah.
to my knowledge, they are dedicated to each other. And me, although I've never been married, I was with my son's father for over 20 years. So I don't know nothing but good relationships. I'm not saying I haven't seen examples of bad, but I've seen more examples on the positive side than I have on the negative side. And that's why I straight up don't understand the shenanigans. I straight up don't understand. See, and on the level of risking my health, don't risk my health. If
But you
you
risk
want
your health
that
when you sleep
chick,
with anybody.
huh?
You risk your health when you sleep with anybody, and that's the truth. I'm telling you, these married men date like they just single. I have it
I
going
don't think
all
all of
around. I
them.
had someone try to fix me up with the married man because they thought the man was single because he was just going out and dating. And they honestly didn't know the man was married.
I mean, I could see that
It may be
happening.
the crowd of people because my
Yeah.
crowd of people don't be like that. Like my parents have been married for 28 years. They'll be 29
Amen.
in April, and they don't have a perfect marriage, but they make me want to get married and be with that person forever. I think
I
that
have one aunt that has a husband that I can say he's a good guy, and I've never heard of him cheating on her or anything like that. I have a lot of people in my family that have been married for decades, but guess what? There have been affairs, they have been separated, they have lived apart and moved back together, and all of this kind of stuff. it hasn't been, you know what I mean, like these people are not happy.
And I
There's
think that's
not.
the
So
They're
why not
confusion.
be
sitting there
single and
recording.
That's the
find your
confusion,
happiness?
though.
They
Being
don't
in a
spend
marriage is
time
different to being in.
together. They're not. I mean, it's not. The amount of time does not equal the quality of life. So you can say I've been married for 30 years, but my husband sleeps in the other room and he got a girlfriend down the street. Well, what does that mean?
That's two people that gave up and they stopped working at
But
it.
that's most married people.
Yeah, I mean, but if that's the case,
No,
if
hold
you're
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I
It
don't want to
is.
agree
It
that
is.
that's
It
most
is. It
married
is. That
people.
is most. It is.
I
Mm.
think
That's
so.
most
I
people
And
that
I
would
have
come
been
from a
married
disagree.
for a
family of
long time.
marriage. Some good, some bad. I done
Some
seen both
people just
sides of
don't
it. But
have people in their business and they hide it better. But I'm telling you right now, because I'm in my 40s and I'm single, most of the men that approach me are married or in long-term relationships. And it's gotten to the point where we almost have to do private detective every time we meet a guy to make sure the guy is even single. And
yeah,
most of the time he's
you gotta
not.
vet people though. You gotta vet people nowadays. You really have to take your time and vet people. Like,
Especially when you get to
I'm
an
not.
age where
Someone's
everyone's
not coming to
married.
my house
Yeah.
until I've been dating them for a significant amount of time. You know what I mean? Like, you have to take the time to vet people because everyone's going to present you rainbows and butterflies in the beginning, right? And you got to give them time to let that mask drop so you can see what it is. You have to vet
And
people.
I think what
Look,
happens
I've been married
with
twice.
I think
I've
what
been
happens
married
with some of
twice.
these chicks, they don't vet properly and they fall for the guy, and now they're emotionally attached, and they find out 6 months later the guy is married.
But
Versus,
you know what
you know
though?
what I
Here's the
mean?
thing. Here's my issue, right? In the day and age of the internet, I got girlfriends that are not even detectives. In
Mhm.
the day and age of the internet, they get like they be like, give me 5 minutes,
Mhm.
and boom, they be like, oh, he got 2 Facebook pages, 3 Instagram pages, this, that, and I'm like, girl, how you did that?
Yeah.
I mean, they just do. I'm of the belief that, I may have said this, I probably said this a ton of times, right? That a man is as he thinketh. And when you read that book, it tells you if you think everybody in the world is bad, you're probably going to bump into a whole bunch of bad people. If you think everybody in the world is good, you're probably going to bump into a whole bunch of good people. Just
Mhm.
like they said, if you think you can do it, then you probably won't be able to do it. But if you think you can do it, then you probably will be able to do it. I'm 52, and and this is not me like puffing my chest or anything. I'm 52. I literally bump into a whole bunch of single people on a regular basis. And then
Or people that present single. See, this is
oh
the
no, no,
thing.
no, no. Let me tell you something, Callie. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I think I mentioned this before too. I got a girlfriend. I don't want to say what department of, but she's the po-po. She the police. Okay. I
Mhm.
don't play them. I don't play them games. So I know for sure from all and everything that I look through, it for the most part they appear single. And see, here's the thing too. There's
Are
some
they
who's,
divorced?
huh?
Are they divorced? Because I know that a therapist told me, they said he was like, when you get older, a little older, it's going to be easier for you because all the guys are going to be divorced, and you're going to be able. But you're in the age now that everybody is married.
It's a mixture. I have one person I know is never married. I know two of them don't even have no kids, like no kids at all. And then yes, two of them are divorced. Yeah, but the point is though that they're good people at the core. It's a matter of or does everything else with us is in alignment, right? But the other thing is too, you can know by people habits if something is going on. It's a matter of, are you paying attention? Do you care? And do you want to know? When somebody nowadays, everybody phone, I don't care what nobody say, it's attached to their hip.
Mhm.
Literally,
Mhm.
literally
Mhm.
attached to their hip. So there are just some simple things that you can do that can give you an aha moment to say, okay, is this person really connected to somebody else or are they single, right? And so one of my friends, and we are just friends, literally, because I go to CrossFit in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 5:15 the class. I promise you, every morning he calls me about four something to make sure I'm up to go take my class. Every night we're praying together. boppa, 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 who, right? So my thing is, either you doing a whole lot of sneaking out, but I don't think that at all. Because that's a lot to stay connected to call somebody literally at clockwork for something in the morning. And I'm talking seven
No, I had a
days
married guy
a
do
week.
that to me. That same exact thing.
Consistent.
But it was his wife was at work during those times. And I found out he was married because we don't
7 days
the
a
same
week,
people.
though.
Yep. Yep, that's what they do. That's how they hook you in.
Girl,
I'm
where are you
telling you,
finding these
these
men
men
at?
date
I
like
don't
they
I've
are
know.
never.
single. There is no more sneaking around. These men date like they are single, and if the wife don't like it, she can leave. And that's how most of these men are rolling.
Not my man.
Yeah, I don't.
Where
Yeah.
And you
you
know why?
at?
You
Where
know,
are you
look,
from? Where you live
I
at?
live in LA.
I had to kiss a couple of frogs, you know, in my second marriage.
You're gonna have to, right?
Yeah,
You're
well,
gonna have to. Yeah.
but my second marriage, you know, this is someone I known from 10 years old. I knew the ins and outs. Okay. We knew each other like the back of our hands.
I live in LA, y'all.
He still was able to cultivate another life outside of the home. And Diva, like you said, there was drastic changes. His behavior with the phone, all of a sudden he missing and stuff like that. But being that we were in a marriage, I had to build my case. You see what I'm saying? It's no just this cut and dry walking out.
Some
you know what I mean?
These wives don't care because they might be doing their own thing,
about
or
my
they're
health.
financially dependent on this man. So they
No,
ain't gonna
I
leave,
care about my health.
regardless.
I value my look. Let me tell you something. I had to lose everything for my second marriage. I had to lose everything. Okay, that's how much I valued myself. Like, I'm getting out of this. This is not good for me.
Yeah, and that's,
you understand?
I'm telling you,
and it opened my
a
eyes.
lot of these women ain't going, especially here in LA. LA is an expensive city, and I think the reason why so many people are booed up here is because it's expensive to live here. So a lot of people get in relationships because they can't pay their bills.
I think that's everywhere, though. I think everywhere is just expensive right now. I mean, I know some people who rents is literally $3,000, and I'll pass out. My mortgage is nowhere near that. So, I think it's just expensive to live. But I think if we just get back a little bit to the core of the situation, I don't think that every single man is a dirty, low down dog. I don't think that every single woman is a dirty, low down dog. I think it takes a certain type of person, all right, that literally is okay with sharing. And you can share. How about this? You can share, but why don't you share with all single people? Why are you in dead set on being with someone that is already involved?
I can
Now,
tell
I will tell you
my
this.
friend told me, she said that's not her problem. She said she's not the one who's married. That is their problem. She did not take any vow to anybody. She is single and she can do what she wants to do.
Yeah, but what if she was the other one? What if she was on the other foot and she was the married woman and that was happening?
She don't care about being married.
I mean,
so it doesn't mean anything
it just sounds like she's just not a relationship.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a lot of chicks.
Somebody else's relationship.
I will say this, Nadi. There is a lot of chicks who think like that, right? They say that a lot of side chicks are saying that, like, why are you mad at me when you sleeping with the enemy, right? They're saying that it's your man that's in your house, that's acting a fool, that's in these streets, but yet you're mad at me. And so here's my situation with this, right? You clearly know about me. I did not know about you. And yes, he's jacked up too. We're going to get to him. But in the meantime, and listen, I will never, and I promise you this, I will never call no side chick. The minute I find out about you, guess what, brother? There's no race. Go over there and be where you want to be. Let me set you free, okay?
That's what I told.
The problem I have with a side chick, though, don't dial my number.
Don't call my phone. And that's
I don't know why.
I'm speaking from experience, okay? Just to be vulnerable on the panel, okay? Because the side chick called me and was like, "Oh, I'm sleeping with," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you better go get tested." You know what I mean? Like, and by the way, I hope you have enough room for him. You know what I mean? Like, cause
No,
he
you know
going
what
over
I think
there.
happens? I
He
think
will
that
not
they
be in my
lead
bed. But
these
that's
women on.
but you have to set that boundary, or it's gonna keep happening. You
But I
understand? It's
think
going
what
to keep
happens is these
evolving.
men
But I
lead these
agree
women
with Diva.
on.
Let me just finish my point. I agree with Diva. It's the fact that you know about me. I didn't know nothing about you. I had no choice in the matter. And that's when I have a problem, when you take my choice away from me. But now there is a culture that has been cultivated where everyone's out in the open with it and pick me, pick me. But if you notice, you'll see the men running around from woman to woman and they okay with it. But you don't see the women running around.
No, you
It's a
don't.
double standard. Because my thing is, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay. But these girls get fixated and think they could change the forever bachelors out there, because that's what the culture is out there now. Because why should I settle down now? Because everybody down, just me bouncing around, so I don't have to commit. I'm gonna just tell everybody I want to be single, straight up. That's it.
You
And
know
if you
what?
down,
I think
down.
that commitment has to be within you and within your morals. And I think what happens is a lot of times women will get with men who don't want to be monogamous. They don't really believe in commitment. And they just think that this man is going to change because they love them. No, that has to be your personality.
Well, the key is you have to find someone that wants the same thing as you, clearly, right? They'll align. That's the key. You cannot think, if someone's telling you that they're single and they're out here dating and sleeping around, you can't think that by him dating you and sleeping with you, he's just going to all of a sudden change. And that's what a lot of the women think. They're so good that he's just going to flip and turn and be committed to them. And they fall in love with the fairy tale, not the facts.
Well, hold on. Leslie makes a good point here, right? The side chick gets in competition with the wife. I'm
Mhm.
trying to tell you. So
Yes.
what happens is, let me tell you what happens with couples. This is just Diva's theory. I'm not saying that I'm 100% correct. This is just my theory, right? What happens when people see a couple out in the world and they see them all together and they see even, one half of that couple always look good, nails done, hair done, whatever. That man, he always look good, whatever the case may be. Whether it's a woman looking at the man or a man looking at the woman, they see that package. What they don't understand is that that package is a result of those two being together. Okay. And it doesn't mean what you're looking at. If you step in, you're going to have that same package. It's not going to look the same because the same parties and pieces are not there. So they see you and they want your life. They want to be you. A lot of side chicks, they
Yeah.
want to play it off like, nah, I just want this. I'm cool with my spot and who I am. If you cool with your spot, why you dialing my number?
Exactly.
I think
Okay,
because
why
we have
you got
told
to
her
let me
something
know?
about
Wait, let me just finish this. Why you got to let me know anything? If you cool, I don't know about you. Why you a side chick should be not seen, not heard. Stay over there on the side where you belong. Don't call my house. Don't call my job. Don't
Mhm.
call my number. Don't
Play your
tell me
position.
nothing, okay? Because you a side chick and you cool with what you doing. But see, you're
Mhm.
not cool with what you doing. Because the reason why you want to let me know is because you want my man to make a decision. And the decision you want him to make is to choose you over me. You know what, man? I can't with you right now. Thank you for
Did
the
you
super
see
stickers.
his
That's why
comment
I'm saving
earlier,
myself for
Diva?
marriage.
Did you see
Well,
his comment
listen,
earlier?
can I tell you something, Mins? And I'm over here, born again virgin. I promise you I am. So listen, saving myself for marriage this time. But let me tell you something. So they want your spot. They want your space. They
Mhm.
want to be you. And
Mhm.
so they everything they doing with that man, the tricks, the side, the flipping over, the over accommodating is because they want your spot. But see, realistically, in the world, when a couple gets together, of course nothing is going to stay the same. When you dating, you're dating. When you're married, you're married, and you got a whole nother level of responsibilities. And guess what? Sometimes when you come home, you ain't got nothing left in you but to curl up under them and fall asleep. So take that and get that. Because dishes gotta be washed, clothes gotta be washed, and that house has to be kept clean. But see, when they go over there, you ain't got to do nothing over there. She washing, she cleaning, she doing this, she's doing that, she's doing whatever. But let me tell you something. I don't care if I was 22, 32, or 92. When I find out somebody else exists and it's no longer me and you, go ahead, hit the road, Jack. What did Beyonce say? To the left, okay? Everything you own is in a box to the left. And guess what? Whatever I bought you can't go. Now, check that.
No, but I blame the man, because I promise you this is happening because of the things that he is telling her. I promise you that. I promise you.
I think if it's two grown people, they both
know that he is married, then I do not blame the man. Both parties are to be blamed. I just do not feel that under
now,
any circumstances.
I agree with you. I don't know what you get out of calling somebody's wife. I think that in the woman's mind, you're thinking that you're gonna run this woman away by telling her that you're there. Because I know a wife that actually did the opposite. And I did not know she was going to call this girl, because I would have told her, do not call that girl. That girl knows about you. She's not going anywhere. She called the girl and got her feelings hurt.
And I'll tell you what it's about. Hurt people hurt people. That's all it is. And because they can't have their way with that man, she going to go over here and break up what he have going on. That's all it is. And if you're willing to play that position, that means you don't know how to express your emotions. You're not able to be vulnerable. You're not willing to see, women, our emotions need to be taken care of by a man. And if a woman chooses to stay in that position, you're scared to
wait,
open
hold
up
on one second,
it's a block.
Yeah, hold on one second, guys. Curves, you're in the building. What would you like to add to this conversation?
Happy Saturday, y'all. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
I love this topic. Ooh.
Yes.
Side chicks know they're side chicks, okay? And when you know you're a side chick, you assume that position, play your position accordingly. Don't come over here making no trouble. If I'm letting you be with him, don't come over here making no trouble. Okay. And as far as the husband, everybody who wants to blame, we being sexist that way, talking about it's the husband, when people always say girls do it better. Yeah. Girls do it better and get away with it. Okay. So to whoever is cheating, you made the oath. Yes, the onus is on you. You're breaking your oath. That's where the smoke and fire should start. But yeah, definitely sprinkle some on that bitch. Okay?
Just a little sprinkle. Just a little sprinkle.
But the person who said I do, or the person who's in the relationship, is of course the most responsible party. The most responsible party. Whether you lying to get it or lying to accept it, the person that is in the relationship is the person that has the issue.
Well, I think if you know the person is in the relationship, you have just as much as fault as the individual, because you knew about it. And as a sound mind, sound person individual, you should never interfere into something like that.
But see, here's the thing. You don't know what he's telling this woman. Usually when women get in these situations emotionally, is because the man has completely let them on. And by the time they find out about the wife, they're so emotionally invested they can't walk away.
I'm sorry, I disagree. You can always
disagree.
Right. You can always feel when there's someone else in the picture. You can always, you have to pay attention to the signs.
Yeah, but people date though.
But if
people date, how do you know if the man is just dating or if he's married to somebody else? Like people date. I date multiple people.
People know. We can't pretend like people don't know, haven't heard.
No, what I'm saying is by the time that they know. People don't
and
always
then when
know
they do find out, they need to either step away or accept the consequences and reputation of being a side.
Because I've known several women in this situation. They try to step away. The man comes with some bullshit Oh,
because
I'm
he
getting a divorce. I don't love her. Blah,
Because
blah,
he's a
blah, blah. And
narcissist.
they get
And
he's a
that's
scared.
on them.
narcissist, and if they
That's
don't
on
allow
that
themselves to be
individual.
Yeah.
used, then
See,
that's
the man,
on.
I'm sorry, I blame the spouse for this. Because
What?
they are manipulating that person on the side. They
Really?
are
Wait,
manipulating
okay,
them.
so wait,
They
Callie,
are
You
Callie,
mean
hold
the
on
using
one.
spouse
all types of
staying with
lies and
that
emotional
person?
Wait, guys,
blackmail.
hold on one second. Miss Gigi, I'm so sorry to hear that. Okay, you just got word that your cousin is dying. He cheated for years, and now the family is mad because his wife won't allow him to be discharged to the marital home. A big
Oh,
mess. It is a mess. Um, yeah. Miss Gigi, my heart goes out to you and your family. That's a lot. But you know what happens to some, when you get cheated on, it can change some people. It can change some people. And
Mhm.
Miss Gigi, I'm not making no excuses for the wife. Um, she's probably dealing with a lot now.
Mhm.
And she's dealing with a lot. I don't even know what to say, Miss Gigi, but I'm praying for you and your family. That is a lot. Let me just add this dynamic into it. There are people that manipulate. They will tell you that, oh, my wife at home, she's a dirty dog, and you can
mm-hmm.
say, and listen, it could, like Kirk said, I'm just going to deal with the men right now, but it could be either side, right? My partner at home is a dirty dog. We don't even sleep in the bed together no more. We just doing this for the
Yep.
kids, and the story will go on and on and on. But check this: if you are in a situation and you approach me, I didn't sign up for to do therapy, okay? I'm nobody's therapist. I'm
Mm.
no psychiatrist or whatever. So you take that situation and you handle it. And when you single, if I happen to still be single, we bump into each other, holler at your girl. But
Yeah.
right now, with you still in that house, let me promise you this. And I had to tell one of my girlfriends this one time. If he is still living in the house with that woman that he calls his wife, you better believe that one night he's gonna roll over on top of her and they're gonna do it. So they kill me with the nonsense of we not doing it no more. Get out of here with that. I'm not falling for that one. Y'all still getting it in. Y'all still doing it, even if you're mad at each other, even if you hate each other. I
Exactly.
want no part of it. If you are in a situation, you are in an entanglement, somebody calls you their husband, somebody calls you their boyfriend, somebody calls you their friend with benefits. I'm good. See you later. Dr. Love, you in the building. What do you want to add to this conversation?
Hello, everyone. This is
Hi.
Sassy Saturday.
That's what we should have called it, right?
Yes, I love this topic. So let me just tell you guys, my voice is messed up. First of all, it's been messed up for a few weeks, but I've been married for what 24 years. So I've
God
been
bless.
married. I've been married
Congratulations.
a while. So when I heard this topic, and me being married that long, I've been through some things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot to add to this. To say the main thing here, back in the day, when women was side chicks, side whatever, they knew their place,
Come on.
and 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 the wife never knew about them.
Hello.
I don't know what have happened to where I don't even call these women. I can understand why Tasha K told that one girl she was not a side chick. I don't call these girls side chicks, because real side chicks, and I want to talk about even back in my grandmother time, where these men had a whole nother family. You didn't know till you got to the funeral. The
Check,
Mm.
funeral,
check.
okay? And you may didn't know then if somebody didn't cry too loud, okay? So that's what I call a real side piece. I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't know what the girls are called now. Cause side pieces, no, I don't have to cook for you. I don't have to clean for you. We may go out sometime out of town somewhere far away. We bump and grind. That's it. That's
Far,
it.
far away.
Yeah.
Far,
And
far
I'll
away.
tell you what they're called. They're called low-level concubines. They don't even require marriage anymore. They okay with being baby mamas.
They're just concubines.
Even when they had kids, those kids weren't heard of. Because I know I'm a side. I know this man over here with his wife and 4 kids. I'm not about to call this woman phone. I'm not about to pop up this woman house. I'm not about to get on this woman Instagram. Is it Instagram, Facebook? These people ain't no more side pieces. This is now polygamy that's going on. Because it's sad to say, but to me, that's what's going on. Because the minute you call me, I know you exist. Okay. So at that point, of course, here's another point you guys were talking about. And I said I had to bring up. And I think you mentioned about wives leaving. So with the wives leaving, say city girl. Okay. With the wives leaving, it's almost like as a wife, you have to get ready to leave. Sometimes when you've been married a very long time, you just can't pick up and say I'm gone or goodbye to that person, because at that point you're not smart. You are not smart at all. You better have all your ducats in order before you leave.
Well, can I just say this, like what you were just saying with the polygamy? If this woman calls you up and this woman ain't going nowhere and you ain't going nowhere, then that's what the situation is. And at that point, everybody's responsible for that situation.
No, well, I agree. But wait, hold on one second, guys. Hold on one second. Miss Gigi, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yes, she is done. But see, here's the thing too. Especially when you're married. That's why you got to be careful what you stay in. Because the minute something happens to you, that other person automatically over your mother, your father, your cousin, your brother, your whomever gets to say so in what happens with your life. So that's why I said, you know what? That's why I said the minute I find out that there's another party in this situation, I'm good, deuces. I don't care if I have to cry myself to sleep for 365 days in a row. If my girlfriend's got to come and tell me you got to eat and feed me, I'm going to get over you. I'm going to put myself through rehab, but I'm going to shake you off because I'm good. I'm done. Especially if you are, especially when I find out that this thing, and you know the worst thing too, is when everybody knows except you. You was the last one to find out. Their mother knew, their father knew, their sister knew, their brother knew. Everybody is a dirty dog in that situation. And guess what? I'm good.
Yeah, that's another level of life. Now, that's when all of these cousins and sisters and brothers know, and you know, some families are close. My family is real close. His sisters is my sisters. So I can never imagine you being with my children, which is your nieces and your nephews, and I'm being with your children, and we sending them off to college, and we doing this, and you talk about, you know, about Betsy over here.
Right.
No,
you know,
that's a whole nother level of life.
No, that usually happens when the family does not like the wife. I have seen a family try to set a married man up with another woman. I have seen it with my own 2 eyes because they wanted that wife gone. They could not stand her.
What kind of people? I'm sorry.
No, I've seen that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen that too. I've seen that too. So here's the thing too with relationships and with marriage, right? That's why when you say I do, it's your business is y'all too. Because even when you're upset, you gotta watch who you tell your business to. Because you're upset in that moment. And then the next thing, you know, especially when you're a partner and you two partners, listen, life is life. Y'all gonna get upset, right? But you tell the wrong person, they will weaponize it. They will tell everybody. Sometimes, I'm not saying all the times, the people in your own circle is jealous of the relationship and the situation and the lifestyle that you got going on. And when I say lifestyle, I'm not talking about you necessarily have to be driving a luxury car and living in a mansion. Sometimes they are simply jealous of you and your studio apartment and your hoopty, and you're looking at them like, girl, you got all of that. Why
Right.
are you hating on me? I'm in my
Exactly.
studio here in a box and
Right.
whatever the case may be. But they mad how your man is loving on you, you loving on him, and y'all got it together and y'all thick as thieves, and they jealous. Jealousy, you know what? To add that into the conversation, it's a beast. It's nasty.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Mm-hmm.
nasty.
Jealousy
Yes.
will make you do some
absolutely.
things that you never thought that you would do. It will
Yeah.
make you be in relationships that you know, always said that you would never be in. And I feel like that's how a lot of people get caught up in this whole side chick thing. I think a lot of people think that the grass is always greener on the other side, and it
Yeah.
is not. I feel like people get into it with the intentions of let's just do a one-time thing, or I'm just trying to have a little fun, you know, and you get tangled up. And you know, that's why I said in most situations I blame the individual and the side chick, because you I just feel like everybody has a conscience. Everybody got a
Mm-hmm.
conscience.
Right.
Yeah.
And there is a
I agree
I
difference
feel
with
I
you,
between
feel
right
like
and
if
but
wrong. I
I do
mean, there
think that
is, I just cannot sit here and justify anybody sleeping with anybody who's in the mirror. I just refuse to
but
do it.
we
And I
have to
can't
be
sit here.
realistic about how manipulative some of these people are.
Yeah,
And
but on that,
I mean, let's just be honest. There are men, probably and women, that will do and tell you anything and will give you more attention than a single person will. I'm telling you, because I've had girlfriends that have gotten sucked up into this.
yeah, that could be true. But here's the thing: what people really do not do. If you was a simple, you don't have to be a super minded person, a simple minded person, and ask yourself, what benefits will I get out of this relationship? Vice versa, what are the, what's another word? Because I'm trying not to cuss anymore. Um, what is it I don't get out the relationship, or I won't get out this relationship? If you
Mhm.
if you as a man or a woman could sit back and ask yourself that, even I'll say even before you find out the person is married or not, even if he woohoo you, la ha you, whatever, you have to,
Mhm.
as a human, be able to say, what benefit do I get out of this relationship?
Yes, and if
Mhm.
you
Can I answer
Wait,
that?
if you
hold
cheat,
on 1 second, guys. Wait, guys, hold on 1 second. Heart of inspiration. You know I love you. Thanks for being here. Don't cheat on me. Just let me go. I'm
Mhm.
trying to tell you. Janie said I got divorced after 31 years because the side woman called me disrespectful. And see, here's the other thing too. Back in the day, the men would have those side chicks straight. If you call my wife, we're done. I ain't got
Mhm.
nothing for you.
And they
I'm
meant it.
done with you. Don't you dare call my wife. Don't you even come in my neighborhood. Don't be around my kids. Don't be around my family. You
You
know
know
who you
it.
are. You know your spot. You know your place. So stay in your lane. But see, now the side chicks are all out of control, but so are the men because
Mhm.
you're not checking us.
So
Will
Diva,
you
can I
check
ask
that chick?
this?
Yes.
Do you think that because this has been a generational thing,
Mhm.
that it is just become a normalcy for it to be okay? Do we think maybe that
I
that's
think
a
it's a yeah, I think it's a mixture of a lot, right? I think social
Mhm.
media and convenience
Mhm.
is allowing people to run out of control. I
Mhm.
think it's lack of self-respect because
Mhm.
let me tell you something. You are disrespecting me when you roll up on me and you married. Because I asked one of them, I said, "Who do
Mm-hmm.
you think I am?" It was a friend
Exactly.
of a friend, and I said, "Did you ask her about me?" Because if you asked her about me, you would have never texted me this nonsense. I
Mhm.
said,
Yep.
I'm not the one. I
Mm-hmm.
promise you it's in my phone. I said, I'm not the one. I don't speak to nobody husband. I'm not having lunch with nobody husband. And the only way me and you would see each other eating a piece of chicken together, it's a group lunch. Okay. And your wife
Yep.
better be there. I'm not
Right.
that chick. So
Mhm.
I take offense to you
Right.
coming to me
Right.
and
Being
you
a married
married
person.
and you
Yep.
married and you
Right.
think, who do you think I am? I ain't
You
that chick. I'm not that girl. I'm not the
right.
one.
Right.
And
And I
that's
So
what I'm
told her
talking
straight up,
about.
I don't
Yeah.
yeah.
share. I don't
Yeah.
want to share. I'm
Right.
very
Mhm.
expensive. I got
Mhm.
to be number one. And if
Right.
I even have an inkling that I'm not number one, I got to go.
Out the door.
Right.
Right.
Right. You
If you
said it
cheat with
best,
me, you'll
Diva.
cheat on me.
You said it best, Diva. And
Yeah.
that's when I was younger, and some of my friends would talk to married men, and I wouldn't, because I would think the same way. You approaching me. Do you think I'm a piece of trash? Do you think I'm a piece of shit that you can get with me? Like,
Yeah.
no, never.
Not even on my level.
Yeah.
But
To
I
say,
hate that. Well,
yeah.
sometimes they don't know the man is married. So see, some of these situations are different because sometimes they don't know the man is married at first.
But when
And
you
then what
find out,
happens is
it's
they
your
get sucked
responsibility
in
to
by
leave
this
that
man
Who
situation.
are
who
these
is
people
love
that you
bombing them.
saying? Who are these people that you saying don't know? Are they older? Because when I was younger, and I mean, I'm in my 50s. When I was younger, we was popping. Okay. There was nothing we didn't know. We stayed in the clubs. Our ear was to the street. We knew everybody, mamas, daddies. We kicked it. We kept our hair and nails popped. So we was in and out the
Well,
shops.
these
We knew.
are grown women with like careers, and they just really just date. They don't really
Oh, you
vet
talk
these
about some
men because they
older
don't have
women.
time. That's
But
But
Okay.
if,
you
what
know
if
what,
you
Callie?
wait, they
Here's
don't
the
have
thing.
time
Let
to
me
find a
just go.
single
Wait,
man
hold
to
on one
date.
second. Let me just
they
throw this
don't
out there.
know that
In this,
I have
no, but
gone out with this
Callie,
man not knowing.
no, but
I don't
Callie,
have
in
time
this
to follow
day,
this man and check his phone.
There's
no, no,
so
no, no,
many
not
single
forget about the
people.
phone. Hold on one second. In this day and age with social media, the way that it is, if you don't know, then you don't want to know.
What do
Because
Mhm.
you
I'm
mean
telling
social
you,
media? Everybody's not on Facebook.
that is
And in my
100.
case, this man didn't have this woman on Facebook. He was
No,
on there
you
by
are
himself.
100%
So did
correct.
the man have a house by himself or apartment of his own?
I come to find out it was his brother's house. They have money. So the brother had another house.
So the
So
woman
come to
never
find out
followed
the
him
house I
home?
didn't date this man long. We only went out a couple of times.
No,
Come
I'm
to find out
asking
the house
you.
that
The
I
one.
met him at was not his house. It was his brother's
Okay, so
house.
the woman never followed him home after a date?
I don't know what that woman does. I only went out with this man a couple of times.
Oh,
That's what
wait a
I'm
minute.
Okay,
saying. I
okay,
You
don't
okay.
think
wait a
Wait, wait,
minute.
wait,
You were
wait,
the
wait.
one.
So, Callie,
Wait a minute.
you
You were the
accidentally
one.
dated a married man?
yes.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay. Okay.
No,
So,
it
Okay.
can
so it's
happen. No,
you.
It can
listen,
happen.
guys. Hold on one
Oh,
second. Hold on
okay.
one second. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Listen, it can happen. It can
Yeah.
truly happen.
Yeah,
So
it
so
can.
we're not here to judge anybody. But see, the difference is, Callie, you when you found out, you were done.
Yeah, that was a turn off. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
that was a
Yeah.
Exactly.
turn. Right, but
Yeah.
what we're saying is, we're not saying you. We're
Mhm.
saying that when most chicks find out, it
They're
don't make
not
them
done.
no never mind. They good with it.
Right.
And I want to tell you how bold some of these men are now.
Oh,
They
right.
straight up will tell you, I'm married.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's the new culture nowadays, Diva.
Yep.
They're saying it out loud, and the women are choosing to stay, and they know he's bed hopping from woman to woman. I
Uh-huh.
mean, look at Diddy Daddy Love Party. He had
That's a
all
single
his
man.
girls there.
Yeah, but that's a single man.
But that makes me
That
look
man
at
is
them
not.
like, why don't they value themselves enough? Why do they tolerate this?
Well,
You
that's a
understand?
Doesn't bother
different.
them
Because like if
because
you
they
can have a
don't
party full of
care.
women, where my dudes at? Like I want my
Well,
dudes
that's a
dating
different.
too.
That's
I'm
a
just
different
saying,
Every
level.
woman
it's
is not
one
looking for a
sided though.
relationship from a
But
man.
that's a
They're
different
not.
level of life that we're dealing with that,
Yeah.
because now you're talking about fantasies and, once again, polygamy and women who love that type of lifestyle.
So
Some women do nowadays really love sharing, the men too. Some of them just love that. That's a whole different level than I'm married, you're married, we're in one relationship, it's just us. This what we signed on for. Unlike if I bring you to a party, you see three of my girls, and I tell you, these my three girls, you want to be my girl, and you say yes, that's a whole different ball game there.
but
That's
I
Hold
just
on
also
one
feel like
second.
that's
Hold on
not
one second,
polygamy
guys.
though. Because
Hold on
polygamy
one
is
second,
more
guys.
commitment.
Hold on one second, Kelly. Bedside, BK, thank you so much for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. You said side chick amores are full of single men. All right. So, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. All right. Here's my girl. Hey, Heart of Inspiration. Welcome to the building. Welcome to this conversation. It's
Hey,
Saturday. It's Sassy Saturday. What's up?
Oh, I
listen,
like your braid.
listen.
Hi.
I'm on my vacation, y'all. I got a little hideaway condo spot with a
okay.
fireplace back here and all kinds of nice
Okay.
little things.
Hi.
But
Hi,
I had to
Sarah.
join this conversation. I could not let this go.
Oh,
was listening to y'all in the car.
But go ahead. Hold on one second.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Harder. So go ahead, Harder Inspiration. Tell me what do you want to add to this conversation?
Listen, I'm gonna blame the British people because they let Camilla win the side chick sweepstakes. I mean,
Talk about it.
You better preach.
I mean, I can't even go
Here's
to.
the question,
I mean,
though.
the fact that you're
still
celebrating this
mad, too.
woman that
with
ruined a whole marriage, and
But here's
it's
the
okay.
question.
She
But
killed the wife.
this is the reason I'm
Wait, hold
bringing
on,
that
guys.
up.
Let's hear her. Go ahead.
This is the reason I'm bringing it up. This is that patriarchy, king, a misguided royalty kind of concept. I can do what I can do because see, I can father many different children, but you can only have one child at a time. I should be allowed to, as a man, satisfy all my needs, wants, and desires, but darn what you need and darn what I might bring home. So I blame this concept of this patriarchy. I blame also we all about the bag. We have raised a generation, at least one, and maybe two now with Gen Z, of young women and young men, a culture that it's all about the money. All about the
I
money.
don't
It's all
agree with
about the
that. I see a lot
bag.
of young women dating men that have nothing, that are using
Well, now
them.
they just stupid. Now I'm gonna
Yes,
tell you
but I
something.
see
God bless
it.
them.
Uh-huh.
But
I see it
you
more
can't
than
you can't
dating men with money.
if that's the realm you're gonna be in. Don't just lay down. Close your legs to broke men. Okay, that's a whole nother
Preach.
story. But I just feel like we're so desperate for whatever love and all this. We're starved for all this because we ain't found it in ourselves. At the end of the day, we ain't found it in ourselves, so we feel like even a piece of man is better than no man, and that's sad.
That's
And
the
that's
new
sad.
culture. That's the way the young people are thinking now.
Yeah,
They
So
hold
think
on,
we,
hold
as
on,
the
hold on, hold
aunties,
on, hold on one second, guys. You just dropped a gem, right? That is why a lot of these side chicks right now accept what they accept and do what they do because a piece of man is better than not having a man at all, right? And guess what? Y'all can have all of him. I don't even want a piece of no cheater. Okay? I'm good. I'm good. I'm all the way good. I'm gonna stay over here, mind my business, and do what I do. But I will not be dealing with that right there. It's just team too much. Shan, you're in the building. Joining the conversation. What do you want to say?
Hey, thanks for having me on again.
Hey, Shan.
Hi. I really agree. Like, I don't understand how some women will be so comfortable being a side chick. Like even the Martell situation, it's like, no, I'm sorry. I would have to go. Like, no, thank you. I'm out.
Low
So I agree with everything everyone has been saying about the side chick and this. But I feel like the woman is responsible too. Mostly the one who said the vows or the girlfriend, the boyfriend, they're responsible. But I feel like the woman's partially responsible. Because like Rory was saying, like some women know and they're just okay with it. Like I was watching the show Ready to Love, and this one cast member was like really comfortable being the side chick. She knew. She seemed like she was okay with it. So some women, they just have low self-esteem. They're cool with it. Like I'd rather have a piece of you, like Heart of Inspiration was saying. So I think that's a self-esteem issue.
Well, I also think that guys have lowered the bar. Like some of these guys are so crappy that sometimes the married guy is treating them better than the single guys that we're meeting. And that's what was happening with my friend. I'm not going to lie. That guy was love bombing the shit out of her. And I was just like, okay, when is he going to switch up? Because this cannot be the real him. Like there's no way he's cheating on his wife and he's this nice.
Yeah,
but can we talk?
I have seen that also. But see, here's the bigger thing that they don't think about, right? People like to say, oh, we're just kicking it. We're sex buddies, whatever other term they want to use. I don't really care about him. But there's a bigger power that nobody wants to acknowledge and deal with. When two people lay down together, I don't care if they calling it kicking it. I don't care if they call that person their sex buddy. There's a whole higher level of exchange that goes on when you sleep with somebody. And that's why when that side chick wants to really break away, they
It's too
can't,
hard.
because you got some soul ties in
Soul
there.
ties,
And
yep.
now that person is a part of you, okay? And you
Mhm.
can't shake them.
Mhm.
And
And he's
then
gonna
when
pursue
you
you
do
as
find a
well.
man that really wants you, you can, and he's a good man,
Can't
can
let the other
nothing
one
right
go.
happen in that relationship, because you can't shake out and get out that soul tie of that other man that you was letting do whatever, however, whenever to you. So my thing is, that's why I want, you know what, and I'm not saying it's easy, because it is darn hard. And you, when your heart is broken, and you feel like you almost could just pass out and leave, okay? Heartbreak is a beast. But I tell you what, I have put myself through heartbreak rehab before, and I will do it over and over again before I dare sit there with somebody who don't have no self-respect for me, that we agreed it was going to be you and I, me and you,
Right.
us forever, and then you bring somebody else into this situation. No, we not. That's not what we're doing here, because now you know what? Indirectly, I'm forced into an unauthorized threesome,
Right.
because
Mhm.
when you go sleep with that chick and come back and sleep with me, now I done slept with somebody else I ain't even know. And maybe her negativity and energy or whatever she got going on, it's gonna be in me now.
It's
I'm
Hello.
just like
good.
Princess
That's what
I
Diana
happened.
don't
said.
want
This
nobody.
marriage
Listen,
was
And
crowded from the beginning.
yeah,
She
that's
said it. This
exactly what
marriage was
happened with
crowded
he
from the
me.
said that's the
beginning.
exact word. She said there was 3 people in this marriage from the
Mm-hmm.
beginning. She said that from her mouth.
Mhm.
I wanna. There's a couple things in here. So Kim B said that, we taught, and I'm gonna say we because I'm 54, so I'm of that age now, or I could say,
Okay.
you know what
Right,
I'm
I'm
saying?
52 in the
The
Okay,
building.
50
so
crew.
all
This
right
is the
now.
50
53,
crew.
53.
So us as the aunties and the mothers, we did, right? Some of us, right? We saw, and I don't know if y'all did, but I'm gonna just talk about me. I seen the same thing happening in my own family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mhm.
my aunties or whatever bringing this person and that person home, and then
Mhm.
come to find out, I'm a kid, but we be, we ear hustling while they in there playing bid whist. Some of y'all don't know nothing about bid, but anyway,
I
so
do.
while they in there drinking that Crown Royal on the bottle that spun, y'all
Mhm.
remember that one too? Um, I'm ear hustling, right? I hear, well, what do you mean? That he's married, what you doing with that? Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So this was a common thing. Well, whatever. So we did, which is our job now, I think, it's our responsibility to
Mm-hmm.
teach.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To teach. Now, back in the day, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I had been unknowingly the side chick and stayed in it, but I was much younger. I was in my 20s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And how I looked at things was very different now
Mm-hmm.
than it is now. So now I'm like, listen, first of all, a piece of man is not better than any man. Second of all, I'm out here telling the young ladies, listen, love yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
actually have avoided heartbreak in recent years
Mm-hmm.
because I refuse to even get even to that point where you have that. If I can already tell you got too much going on,
Mm.
there's too much
Yeah.
heartbreak and brokenness within you. And
Mm-hmm.
not that you're a
Mm-hmm.
bad person, but sir, I can't have all that over here because my life is very zen. You know what I'm saying? I got my
Peaceful.
candles, I got my crystals.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right over here. I don't need all the rest of the drama.
Mm-hmm.
So when we
Mm-hmm.
get to the age where we no longer crave drama, and that's not part of our makeup because we've healed that within ourselves, you can avoid a whole lot of heartbreak
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because you don't
Mm-hmm.
even that don't even enter into your realm.
I
Mm-hmm.
agree. I agree, Heart of Inspiration, because when I found myself newly single, I just took sex off the table and I went celibate, and that weeded out all the busters who was just
Mm-hmm.
there for one thing. You know what I mean? it just eliminated that. Like, I'm not participating in that. I'm looking to really get to know someone. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to go out for coffee and things like that, not sitting up in my house and stuff like that. Nope. It helped me create clear boundaries.
Right. Right.
You gotta have some standards, right? Because they said if you what is that darn saying? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall
You'll
for
fall for
everything.
All for everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so
That's true.
you definitely gotta have some standards. And listen, I've known people, because this is a point if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, a lot of people bring up, right?
Yeah, I
Listen,
see that.
one thing I will tell you with this, I do not judge any wife who makes a decision that they're in it and they want to hold their family together.
Right.
That's your choice. I do get that side also, right? And let me tell you, I mean, listen, we all been around for a minute. Those that may be single, whatever the case may be, it's not that easy when you are connected to someone, when you're married to them, because you know what? The bad part is that they're out there doing whatever what they're doing with that person. But that doesn't mean everything that's going on in your house is bad. So your mind is competing with how good they are to you, all the good times you had together, all the family vacations, the kids in those moments, the dinners at the table. And then you got this other side knocking on you like this chick, right? And the deceit and the deception. So it's not easy to navigate that situation. It's not like you could just be like, oh, okay, I'm done and cut it off. It's a
Right.
hard navigation. I pray for anybody that has to go through it because it's not easy at all. And it's definitely not easy once the little kitties are involved. But
And
and
the property.
the property and everything
This
else,
is
right?
why I don't believe in marriage. I
Oh,
just
I
think
do.
Can
Oh,
I make this point, Diva?
Callie.
about what
Can
Yes,
I
marriage
yes,
look
go
at
ahead, Nadi. Go ahead, Nadi.
I look at it from another standpoint too. There is a generation of women that are giving these men permission to treat them this way. They are giving them permission. The Evelyn Wazadas of them all, okay? So, oh well, if you do it, just protect yourself. And then when he do it, y'all in an all-out
But you
war.
have to also understand there's some cultural differences there. She is from a different culture, and in some cultures, they do that.
No,
They
that's not
let the
to do
men
with
have
culture.
women on
There
the
is a
side and everything.
generation of young women that is accepting men bed hopping. It's in our face. It's all over social media. And we have to hold, as women, we
Because
have to
Evelyn's
take
like
our
the
power
50.
back and require monogamy.
Well, I will tell you,
There's
you're
always
right.
going to be
You're right,
harlot.
beloved. Let me tell you something. If you're out here trying to online, years ago I was online dating, right? And I'm sure it's still the same now. And I'm reading all these articles, and these dating coaches are saying that by and large, and this is 7, 8 years ago, that by and large, women, first of all, outnumbered men on these sites. Let's just say that, like 3 or 4 to 1. I'm sure it's worse now. Second of all, 9 times out of 10, they're giving it up by the first or the second date. And if you don't, and a lot of these men then know that, or they'll take this as a symbol of a signal of desperation because you're on this site trying to, do it
Yeah.
legitimately. Me as a legitimate woman trying to do that. Not saying what they chose to do was illegitimate. That's their body. That's their thing. I don't care. But so now we're competing against women that are just gonna, like you, to your point, they're just gonna do it. I don't care how old or young they are.
Yeah.
Because 7, 8 years
You
ago,
don't
I
have
was in
to
my
buy
mid to
them
late 40s. They're
coffee.
still giving it up.
Yeah, you don't have to buy them coffee, a biscuit,
No.
nothing. But hold on one second, guys. Let me just read this. So Miss Gigi said, Diva, I differ. I never caught my first husband cheating, but he had cheating ways, and my gut kept talking to me. I could not let him touch me, and I had to leave. Nothing could make me stay. But see, that's the thing, Miss Gigi, right? Everybody has a different level of strength when it comes to just picking up and leaving. Everybody is in it at a different level too. Maybe I'm 2 years in, and it's easy for me to say cut it loose. but
Right.
when I'm maybe 15 years in. And then listen, sometimes too, I listen, my male cousin, he straight up told my other cousin, my female cousin, he straight up told her, men cheat, get over it. So now you got family members who are the male figures in the family, and they telling you tripping. And especially if they say like, oh, it was just one time, like, girl, stop tripping. Men cheat, men talk. So, and then my cousin, when I tell you her brother is her everything, because he was there, I want to say 15 years apart. So when you have siblings that are that far apart, sometimes they almost are like your second parents, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and they buy you everything, because while you growing up, they already working and
Working.
getting established. So you be like, I want these sneakers, and they just get it for you. So they become like the second parent. So imagine your parent looking you saying, you coming to them, you crying, you distraught, your husband is cheating, and he's like, yo, get over it, men cheat. Is he good to you? Is he this? Is he that? Are your bills paid? Are you still chilling? Get over it. And
Yeah,
then
Diva, my aunt told me to just cheat back. That's what she told me. She was like, men do that, just cheat back.
see,
But
See,
to your
Seriously,
point, Diva,
she
I
did.
have
It was dead
that's
serious.
crazy.
but to your point, Diva, I have a girlfriend. She's in a long-term situation. She caught him cheating, and she went to her father because her parents are still married, right?
uh-huh.
And I always wonder, like, she always chose like broken relationships. But when she went to her dad, he was like, well, is he taking care of you? Is he fine? Are you financially secure? So then you need to look the other way. Like her father encouraged, and it all made sense. Like, because her mom is always away. She's like, he could be sick, practically on his deathbed. She's in another state.
So mom
Because
got a boyfriend.
look, she probably
She got
tolerated the
Yeah.
infidelity for so
Wow.
long. She just like, I'm gonna stay on the road away from him. We separated. But it made sense why she chose broken relationships all the time in
So
Right.
that moment.
so here's another point I would like to
Mm-hmm.
point out
Mm-hmm.
that's really strong in my family, and I'm so grateful. There's a lot of grandparents that are gone. There's a lot of grandparents
Yeah.
who believed in God, stood for God, that are no longer here, or how could I say, or just not present.
Well, no,
So
let me add, Dr. Love, I don't mean to cut you off, but let me add this. There's a lot of grandparents that are seriously close in age,
Yeah.
to their children and their grandchildren. So all three generations are darn near partying together,
you
right?
say
And
you say
so
close to who? Close to the
close
children,
in age to their children,
children,
close
Yeah.
in age to their grandchildren. So
grandchildren.
you got three generations who are not that far apart in age, and the grandmother refuses to live up to her title
Right.
and be the person that she's supposed to be. Let me
So
tell you this. I'm gonna let you speak, but let me just add this really quickly. My hair has been gray probably since I was early 30s. Early 30s. I colored it for a long time. And then one day I gave up, but I didn't give up easily. I gave up because my hairdresser had a whole conversation with me and was like, girl, you cannot continue to perm and color your hair. Roll the dice and choose one, right? And
Yeah.
I was like, all right. And that day I shaved my hair off and I started coloring it. But it wasn't an easy feat. Like when I first saw my first gray so young, I literally stood in the mirror, plucked it out, and then I got to pluck in for a long time with me and my girlfriend would see when I said, girl, pluck it out. So, but whatever. I digress for a minute, right? But I say this, that I seriously have no problem being auntie to my nieces and nephews. I have no problem with the younger generation looking up to me and me living up to that role. I am not in the club, booty popping, dropping it like it's hot with
right,
them. You understand? So
right.
a lot of this generation, they are out there living it up, and they love to say, and I'm not mad at them. Oh, you got these pictures. Who's the mother? Like it's the mother, it's the daughter, it's the this and the that. You don't know who's who,
On
right?
TikTok.
And they don't want to live up. It's fine to look good and young, right? I don't got no problem with that. But you still need to live up to your title. You're still mommy. You're still
Right.
auntie. You should still be Nana. But no, because Nana is out there dropping it like it's hot, she's not going to turn to her niece or her daughter and tell them like, knock it off. You shouldn't be in the streets like that. You got to respect yourself, right? So even when I was going to church and when I went to Catholic school, I had to leave my house with the skirt the way it was on the length that it
To
was.
the knee.
And then
Right.
when
To
you
the
get
knee.
to the bus stop, you do a
You
two
roll
rolls or
it
whatever
up.
roll you're going to do. And
Yeah.
then when you get near your house, you better unroll that skirt. You better not
Right.
forget. Understand? But it's none of
Right.
that no more. It's this free reign of do what you want, say
Right.
what you want. We can't check the kids because they're going to call CPS or whatever that is, right? It's shenanigans, it's nonsense, and it's excuses. See, I'm up to of the mindset of because I did it, I'ma still told you you wrong, and you're not going to do it, and you
Right. Learn
shouldn't
from
do
me.
it, and so forth and so on. I'll shut up. Who wants to add to that conversation?
I
Well,
think
that's
we forgot. We don't whoop the kids no more. I think that's the problem. That's why these
Well,
kids
I
don't know
think
how to respect.
I just had that conversation. I'm sorry, Dr. Love, I'm gonna shut up so you can talk because you've been trying to talk.
that's okay.
You know,
That's
I was a young grandmother, so
Uh-huh.
at least I wasn't a grandmother. I made my mother a grandmother at 37.
Yeah.
Mm,
Me too.
I was
Mm-hmm.
20.
Mm-hmm.
So she had
Me
me
too.
at 17. Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
And I
18.
had my daughter at 20. Now my
Mm-hmm.
son is the only one that's giving me grandbabies. Now
Mm-hmm.
I became a grandmother at 46. 47.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I was like, ooh, call me glamour. This is before Nene said it, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Glam moms in out.
Wow.
So, but then I looked at my granddaughters. I held her right after she was born, and the responsibility of legacy
Mm,
came over me, and I
That's right.
held her, and I've held to this promise. I said, I'm going to give you all the wisdom and
That's right.
all the love
Mm-hmm.
that I was too young to know to give to
mm,
your dad.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So I think a lot of the grandmas
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
didn't necessarily, and I didn't have a perfect life by any stretch of the imagination,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of us never got to that point where, again, I bring it all to self. We never became happy and whole within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't pass on wisdom we don't even
You
Mm,
possess
don't.
and
mm,
we're not even trying to
It's true.
get. So it multiplies and multiplies and multiplies.
mm-hmm.
And so now, like, I mean, I whooped behinds, no problem. But now with this generation, I'm like, okay, listen, son, maybe we don't need to. Now I didn't whoop as much as my daddy did and my mama, but maybe we can. You know what I'm saying? They'll get it when they absolutely have to.
Mm-hmm.
But we try to raise them a little bit differently
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
because I understand now that I don't want to imprint and program violence
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
within
mm-hmm.
Right. That's
their
right. And
DNA
anger.
and anger and
Right.
rage and all of that.
That's right.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so I believe, let me tell you, when I want to drop it, I drop it somewhere where can't nobody know and they can't see me. So
Come
if
on
I'm gonna act a
now.
fool,
Exactly.
I'm all the
Yes.
way over here. You ain't
Yes.
gonna know, and ain't nobody putting it out on Facebook, okay?
Right.
Right.
So, but
Exactly.
Dr. Love, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let them talk.
I agree. I agree.
But pretty much to say what you guys are saying, and that is what I'm trying to say, that yes, I grew up with a grandmother and grandparents who held me to a standard, held they
Mm-hmm.
self to a standard.
Mm-hmm.
And that is no longer, even though now they call me mama. My grandkids, I have 3 of them, they
Aw.
call me mama, but they're different cultures, so that's what they call their grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
um so they call me mama. But just to say, I hold my children, my grandchildren, all of them to a certain standard. Self-esteem, leadership, all of this is being taught at home. You know, kids can't get this from nowhere but home. They can
Yeah.
get it from somewhere, but they're not going to get what's needed elsewhere. Nobody's going to teach them self-esteem. Nobody's going to teach them how to be a leader if
Right.
you as a parent or a grandparent don't do it. And of course, as we if you're a grandmother, some of y'all look so young on the panel, but the ones on the panel, you know, if you're a grandmother, you know that your children, the mother and father is working 40, 50 hours. So you know you have to input something in those children and not just expect the parents to do it.
Right.
And
A village. A village.
a village.
Definitely.
And then another thing they have taken out of school, taken out of these children entire life is God, the Lord. The higher power, the moon, the tree. These kids don't serve nothing but themselves, and sometimes not even that. And it's like they have just taken that from children. Children needs that.
It's true because
I
I grew up
think a
with my
lot of our
grandmother.
generation has I'm only 28, so a lot of our generation, as you said earlier, Diva, our grandparents are growing up with us. My grandparents now, my grandfather is gone, but my granny, she is 92.
Oh, beautiful.
Everybody that I grew up with, their grandparents was like, my granny, she 50, 60, theirs is like 30, 40. So it was always a different age gap in my friends around me. And I grew up thinking that my parents were old, and they are not old. My mom she'll be 60 next year. My dad will be 59 next year, you know, and like you said, it's just, we have lost that generation of our matriarchs and our patriarchs that really carried our
But just
family.
because they're young, they can't level up.
A lot of them weren't taught that. I think I come from a very privileged background. I come from a background where my grandparents were married for 60 plus years. My parents married for 20 plus years. My aunts and uncles married, you know, everybody, a lot of our culture, let me say that, do not grow up with that foundation. And when you don't have that foundation and you're going from generation to generation, continuing the same thing, you can't do something that you haven't been taught. You can't learn something that you aren't taught, you know. And I think that's what's wrong with a lot of our generation now, is that our previous generation, they were so busy fighting, you know, trying to be free and trying to provide for their families and trying to keep it together, that they really did not have, a lot of our generation did not have time to teach those values and those nourishing, you know, things that can help our generation continue on what our former generation left off on. Just like we've been talking about, this whole side chick thing. It's been something through our whole entire life, but it was something that was kept in perspective back then. As we got older, as the generation continued going, people just like, F it, I can do what I want. I can say what I want. And we have just gotten to a place, especially my generation, we have no respect for anybody. We don't respect marriage. We don't respect our elders. We don't, it's just whatever, say whatever, do whatever. And like I think it was just Heart of Inspiration said, or somebody said, we don't have anything that we look up to. I have always been the individual to say, I always want to believe in something bigger than myself. If you don't believe in nothing bigger than yourself, you're not going to stand for anything, because who are you? Who are you to anybody else? If you don't have something, and I'm a believer in God, and if that's what you want to believe in, come on in, I'll show you the way. But if not, believe in something bigger than you, and have some foundation. Look to where there are so many books out here. The web, the internet is literally in our pockets. Take, you know, look, read, really indulge yourself in finding out things and foundational ways to live your life, because we don't have to be like this, you know. And everybody ain't gonna do that, you know. Some people okay with being a side chick, but we have to break the cycle of, oh, I didn't know he was, or, you know, he played me. We got to cut that, because it's 2022. And look, even if you don't have a Facebook, everybody is Googleable, baby. You can Google any and everybody and everything.
And
If
we
I
didn't
find
have
you,
Facebooks back in the day. And that's why I had to ask the other young lady that was on the panel. You know, I used to follow people home. No, you,
girl, you was a rough one.
Now I don't
That's
know if I
rough.
would do that, but
You know,
yeah,
but you know
yeah.
what my
Back in my
litmus test.
20s, I was so scared to date a man that was married because once again, that granny. You know, I had that granny, and I was nosy. I was just that girl. I was very nosy. Yes,
see, you
I,
know what? When I
I
grew up
would
in the
follow you
city.
home.
Yeah, no, I grew up in the city. It was trains, buses, whatever I was taking. I wasn't driving when I was in the city. No, I got to
Oh,
get. I'm and usually the guy would drop me off at home. So
Right.
I definitely wasn't going to be going back out trying to follow you to see where you at. I always think too, the
not
truth
that
will
night.
surface. Yeah, well, yeah, I hear you, but the truth will surface, right?
Yeah.
The truth will surface. But I would say maybe back then it was harder to find out a lot of information about somebody and you could get bamboozled. But I
Mhm.
think in this day and age, you are using it as an excuse
Yeah.
if you get bamboozled because it's so many ways to at least try to do your research. But a lot of these ladies, they're dealing with well-known people
Yeah.
and they don't give a darn. So you know what I'm saying? Like Monica Lewinsky, you knew he was married straight up.
Oh
Arnold
yeah.
Schwarzenegger's housekeeper,
Oh
you
my
knew that
gosh,
man was
that one. Yeah.
married, and you sleeping with him in the house and looking the wife in the face. You a special kind of different
Hmm.
when you sleeping with somebody's man and you can look them in the face.
And give them
Good
some
gosh
tea.
almighty. Like
Mhm.
you that's just low. That's lower than low.
You're trying to
You
make
and
me
this
go
woman
That's
temporarily
trash.
disgusting.
insane.
Oh my
Huh?
gosh.
I said you trying to make me go temporarily insane doing mess like that
Mhm.
in my face.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
I wonder what the term is, if there's like some kind of term for jealous competition.
Because
Where,
that's what this all is
Mm.
about.
yeah,
That's what the
it's
Hmm.
root
like a
of all
form
of this
of
is.
jealous competition to allow yourself to knowingly continue with that man and then start calling a wife stupid and then start feeling like you have rights and liberties and stuff like that,
That's called
right?
Fatal Attraction. That was a classic movie. That's called
Oh.
Fatal Attraction.
And fatal attraction.
I
that's
I
called that's called you might
I
find
won't be ignored,
somebody.
Dan. I
I
won't
was
Oh.
be ignored.
I
Remember, she
was
left that bunny and the rabbit? I won't be ignored, Dan.
Mhm.
or
The
I would
bunny was
say
spoiling.
I would say it's called the game that you didn't ask me that I want to play and you didn't
Mhm.
tag me in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's called the game.
But let me tell you something. This is my thing. Back in the day, because some of us up on this panel came up when there was answering machines. Before there
Mm-hmm.
was, if
Mm-hmm.
you had
Mm.
actually voicemail on your phone line, you was
Right,
really
right.
doing some things, right?
Beepers.
Like maybe there when you finally got you a pager, that was a thing because it used
Yeah,
to be you had to be by your phone to catch that call, otherwise you was getting left. You
right,
weren't getting to the club. You know what I'm
right.
saying? You
Mhm.
ain't getting out. You just got left, right? So I've learned two things we had that I think some of the younger folks don't have now. We used our intuition
Yeah.
first of all.
Mhm.
Mm.
If
Yeah,
something didn't feel right, if something smelled sour in the milk, we was like,
That's
oh,
right.
okay.
right.
Second thing is I had a rule, and I still to this day follow this rule. If I can't call you, text you,
Mm-hmm.
voice chat you,
Mm-hmm.
video chat you after 9 o'clock, you got somebody at your house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Uh-huh.
can we get an
Fact.
amen?
Amen.
You got
Amen.
Okay.
somebody at your
Can we get an amen?
if they
Okay.
ain't at your house, you ain't they at their house. You got
Mhm.
somebody there
That you
that
don't want
can't
me to
you
know
can't
about.
get a phone call after 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And
Now
that's
if I
word.
can't let me tell you, if I can't call you, I'm asking all kinds of why the hell I can't call you?
Right.
What's
Exactly.
going on? Why you
Right.
ain't pick up?
Exactly. I do
You
that with
know,
one of my children at college. When I FaceTime her, there should be no reason you don't pick up that phone.
let
Mhm.
Not
that baby
no
I'm
live.
trying to
no
tell
reason.
you.
Let
I'm
that
trying
baby
to tell
live.
you. I'm trying to tell you,
Not
my
a
son.
reason.
Listen, I will be a crazy woman. I'll send you 13 texts in a row, and I'll keep calling. I'm
Thank
like
you.
to my son. I'm like, no, 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 no. I paid for that phone. Pick it up. And then
Mhm.
if
And
you
what you
send
guys
me the
do?
voicemail, oh, I lose my natural mind. I lose it. I lose
Me too, Diva. I got a 17-year-old, so I already know what you're going through. You know, don't let that tracker go off. None of that, because you're gonna have some questions to answer when you out. Why? I couldn't see your location.
Right.
And wait, you know what he told me? He said, "Ma, I was taking a test." I was saying, "Well, text that then." I don't give a darn.
I'm paying all this money for you to have multiple streams of communication with me.
Yes.
But if he's taking a test and he brings his phone out, he gonna fail that test.
Diva trying to get him kicked out of test.
No excuses.
And you get the location definitely.
Grandmama.
I said I was about to drive up to that school. Next time you answer me, I don't give a darn.
I be sending threats to you like, you better answer that phone. And she be like, Mom, I was trying to get the phone out of my bag.
You hear me, Grandma?
Wait, hold on 1 second. Fifi, thank you so much for the super chat. She said, y'all preaching tonight. Thank you. I'm listening. Yes.
I was gonna tell you, Diva, you should make him email you his schedule. When I tell you I'm nosy to the third degree.
Listen, no, Dr. Love, he's in high school. This is last year of high school.
Oh, I thought he was at college.
I could get everything offline. I ain't got time for all that. When I text me back. That's
right.
it.
That's right.
That's it. Okay.
I thought he was at college.
No. Communication is everything. That's what I tell my daughter. As long as we communicate, we won't have no problem.
No problem.
I'm trying to understand the college, though. I'm trying to understand. I'm baby. Okay. All right.
That's how it is now.
Oh my
That's
God.
how it is.
Yes.
You know what? Dr. Love, I'm gonna tell you this. I ended up going to college. I was 17 as a freshman.
Me too. Okay.
And all right.
Okay.
And so I attended Northwestern University my freshman year. I'm in there studying, we're not used to the college level, right?
Right.
And so my father was from Chicago, but we were all born in Milwaukee. So he must have been trying to call the dorm room and didn't get no answer. This is during the middle of the week, okay? It's a Tuesday night.
He was there.
You know, that man showed up at that dorm room.
That was my mama. She came to the library at my college.
Oh my God.
Library.
No, listen. My sister sent security to my niece's room to look for her. He was asleep.
Oh my goodness.
You're gonna have to have a whole nother live stream. I'll come over and coach y'all through the process.
No. Listen, let me tell you, for sure y'all gonna have to coach me because he's my only child. Okay, y'all definitely gonna have to coach me.
And this is my last one. This is my baby. This is my last one.
Yours in college too?
No, she's a junior.
Oh.
Yeah, coach us. We need help.
Well, listen, y'all. I love y'all so much. It was so good to have this conversation. Y'all didn't see I didn't change clothes. I'm about to go to these streets. I love y'all. And I will see you on Monday.
And share your location.
Monday, Diva?
Listen, I know, right?
Share your location.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'll see you on Monday night.
Okay, love you.
And then thank you for your wise words. We truly appreciate it. Thank you,
Look,
and be safe. Be safe.
Some good advice. I hope to live as long as all of y'all because I'm young and people going my age and younger. So y'all have a good night. I will be safe.
We're gonna pray over you. You got it.
And I love y'all.
Love you
too. Bye.
We a mess. We a group of messy women up here.
We got crazy moms out here. Yo, pray for us, crazy moms.
I don't think we could be crazy enough, Diva. I'm sorry. That's my baby.
Yeah. And the main point you have to tell the children, and they really do get this, because this is my last one I'm putting through college. They really do get that it is dangerous out here. You know, it is very dangerous. And you do not, I tell them, you do not want your mother worrying. Well, they know me, I'll be at the college, but they just don't your children don't want you worrying,
No.
even though they're
Yeah.
lazy, don't want to text you back or call you sometime, but they don't want you worrying. And it's so much danger out here. It's a lot of
Yeah.
danger.
Yeah. But you
I
know
give
what,
y'all
Dr. Love,
grief.
my mom she's 70 something. Don't give me I don't remember the whole number, but I told my mom all the time, right? I'm like, chick, pick up the phone. I said, because what you need to understand is, and my mother lived like 15 minutes away from me, right? But what I told her is, what you got to understand is, at any given day, if I speak to you every night and you pick up the phone like clockwork, if I call the cops and I could tell them that for sure, and I think something's wrong with you, they're gonna go there right away.
Right.
So I keep telling her, pick up the phone. You gotta pick up the phone. And so my mother, I still have a house phone too. So I'll call my mother's cell phone, then I hang up and I'll call her house phone, then I'll call her cell phone, and then she be like,
my
girl,
goodness.
I was asleep. I'm like, all right, well, go
well,
back to sleep.
no, not diva. I got a grandmother that's 90. We have Alexas in the house. All you have to do is click on Alexa. You can see her right through that screen in that on that Alexa.
Or I'm getting that from my mom.
Hold on. What do you have to? Is it a special Alexa?
Yeah, it's the one with the screens, the Googles with the screens. Yes, yeah, because
well, I have
even
to
if
tell
they
my
fall,
sister.
if they
Y'all
fall
don't
and
be
can't
doing
get
that.
to
Y'all
the
might see y'all
phone.
mama's doing something y'all don't want to. Y'all better stop playing like that.
No, because I have that
Not my
problem too,
granny.
Diva, with
My
my mom.
grandmother,
Because my mom
94.
is at the beginning stages of dementia.
Uh-huh.
And like we just found out this past year, like our whole lives blew up. Like she stopped paying bills. She's forgetting to pay the cell phone bill. She'll go out. My brother's like, "Where's mommy?" And my mom lives right around the corner. She's 2 minutes from me or whatever.
Wow.
But no, and the phones were broke in the house. So I had to constantly go around there and stuff. So I'm gonna look into that Alexa. That will save me a whole lot.
Yes.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
wait, Dr. Love. Do we have to? It's a subscription.
Subscription? No.
Really?
It connects to her phone, and yours going to connect to your phone. All you're going to do is say, Alexa, screen time grandma. That's all I do.
I
And
wonder if it's an app.
yes, an app. It's an Alexa app. And then, but on my screen, I see her room. She can see me. Yeah.
So
Well,
you
But you got the
probably,
physical
so
piece.
Diva, you probably could get a device, a main Alexa device.
It's 2
Download the
devices.
app to all your devices and connect that way.
Well, I have to get it. I'm gonna get it for my mom and my dad. Well, look at this was a beautiful day. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Look at that. I
Yeah.
love it.
So listen, guys, because you know what? I gotta pick. I had a wonderful time with y'all.
Yeah.
I'm Uber. I gotta pick up the kid. He has a job. I don't want him to be in the street. Oh, it's free with Prime. Well, amen, and thank you,
Oh,
Jesus,
I'm a
because
Prime
I have
member.
Prime. Well,
Yeah.
this day was beautiful. So wait, so I just gotta order the device, and because I have Prime, it's gonna be free.
Yeah, they're called Echo devices. Go on Amazon and they're called Echo devices. You want the ones with the screen. You get her one for Christmas. You get yourself one for Christmas.
She said, stop saying Alexa, her echo's going on. Alexa, okay. I'm going to look into it. Listen, guys, y'all help me because, my dad is not in the same state as me, but it's like I could get over the bridge. It's over the bridge, y'all. It's in New York. I'm in Jersey. So I got to get him one, and I'm going to get my mom. I love you guys. This was amazing. This was the best day ever. Okay, listen. To all of y'all in the building, I love all of y'all. Like, it's just like all the sisters are here right now. Okay. Love Nadi Love. Listen, guys, Nadi has a channel. Y'all know I'm technically, challenged, but I'm going to get better. So Nadi, throw your link or whatever in the chat there so people, can connect. Okay. Curves. Throw your stuff in the chat there. Curves has a channel, everybody. Support us all. We love y'all. Okay. Heart of Inspiration. She was ghost for a little while, but she's back. I love her. She has a channel. It's just as your name is there, right? Heart of Inspiration.
Yeah, it's just that.
Yes, everybody, go support. Listen, guys, throw it in the chat because I'm bad. And Dr. Love, do you have a channel?
Yes, but mine is strictly music, like music for you to listen to at night. It's called Christian Love.
Oh, well, hey, well, we need that. Okay. Throw your information in the chat. Because I do a lot of meditation at night. We want to talk more. We got to have more of these type of conversations. Okay.
Yes.
But listen, guys, I love y'all. Thank you so much for coming through. Big hugs, big hugs.
Yes,
Okay.
hugs, hugs,
Okay.
hugs.
Yes, big hugs, everybody.
Right on.
And I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for joining the conversation. And listen, side chicks, get your own man.
It's your life.
Get
Period.
your own man.
Period.
Your life.
Bye. Good night.
Bye,
Good night, ladies.
guys.
Bye.
Have some self-respect about you.
You have some self-respect. Bye, guys.